Hello, Intérieur UK. I'm Aisha Subhani, a North London-based interior designer, and I'd like to welcome you to my latest project. My client's brief was very clear. They wanted a space that was curated. They wanted different interesting elements in the house, and they wanted them all to come together in a cohesive way, and that's how I worked this project. In this foyer, you'll see a pendant light, which I created with Curosa and Curosa. It is a really high ceiling, and I wanted to make sure that each level in the house got a bit of lighting and a glimpse of the shades. My client and the entire family, they love to travel, and they travel all over the world. And one of their favorite places was Florence. And I knew I was looking for a chair for this spot just underneath these paintings, and I came across this lovely furniture designer who does bespoke pieces. And he actually customizes the backrest with the popular monuments all over the world. And so I selected, I gave my client the option, and she went for this. It's the Cathedral of Santa Maria, which is, they have fond memories in Florence. If you take a close look, it's just beautiful craftsmanship, and the finish is just exquisite. So this is the first reception room of the house, and instead of doing the usual sofas and a seating arrangement, I told my client that let's use this space as a welcome space because my client likes to entertain a lot, and it's just a nice space to serve champagne and listen to some music while you're waiting for dinner to be served. This chandelier is one of my favorites. It is a vintage Murano Sputnik chandelier, and I think that when you walk in, it just has such a strong impact. And again, it's on a dimmer, so you can have it really bright or you can have it very low. And there is a mirror here, and you can see the reflection of the Sputnik in the mirror, and it sort of doubles up. It looks really, really beautiful when you switch it on. When my client bought the house, the woodwork was already here, and these were shelves. And in a reception room, the idea of shelves didn't really work for me. I wanted to create more like an art gallery kind of a space, more curated. So I decided to go for really long panels of calligraphy in these 4 sections, which were originally bookshelves. So this is commissioned. I found an artist in Pakistan who did all the individual calligraphies, and these are prayers from the Quran. And to make it more interesting, I layered it with this concrete panel at the back that was imported from Spain. And the light, it is an articulated light, and I wanted to basically hang the paintings as opposed to stick them on the wall to create a little bit of a space at the back, and you can see the shadow. So when I design a space, I always get drawn to this one element or aspect of the room. And one of the aspects that I got drawn to was this wall, and I wanted to do something really special, which is why I put this huge sofa here. And then at the back, I put a panel for the painting because I wanted to layer the painting and not just put it flat on the wall. It is the same panel that I've used in the welcome room. It just sort of creates a nice flow and connects the 2 rooms. And then if you just turn around and look to this side, there's a fireplace, and there's a beautiful chair here, which is quite organically shaped. It is the shape of the tail of a whale. And then I paired it with a coffee table, which is again got uneven, very organic shape. And again, to create something really interesting in a corner, not entirely comfortable, but it is a spider chair, and it looks stunning in the corner. It just sort of pops out. All right, I'd like to take you through to the formal dining room. This is a fairly large room, and I wanted a very grand dining table here. So I found this piece. It is created by Italian artisans, and I fell in love with the legs and the finish. It's just absolutely stunning. So to match the very long dining table, I found a beautiful raindrop chandelier to hang on top of it. The cornicing is absolutely stunning in this room, and so I wanted to create a border around the chandelier to sort of complete it and make it look a little bit more rich. I tend to do that with a lot of my chandeliers. I either use a rose or I put a border around it, depending on the shape of the light. A lot of the art that you see here was bought after we did all the furniture in the house and did all the lighting. And my client and I, we worked through all the different pieces to see what will fit where. I made her travel a lot to find out. She went to Dubai, she went to Pakistan, wherever she went, I told her to go and look for art, share the pictures with me. And that's how we've come together with all these beautiful pieces that now just look stunning on the walls. My client wanted a space where they could have a more sort of casual Sunday afternoon with friends, where they could watch TV and have a few drinks. And what I decided was, instead of splitting up the room into different seating areas, have this one very large sofa so they can all sit together and watch TV. There's a TV on the opposite side. And then I have this curated wall at the back that I decided to do with all kinds of paintings. This is one of my favorite. All the rugs in this house, on this floor, are all from Pakistan, and they're hand woven, and each carpet can take up to 2 to 3 years to make by the master weaver. And that's another aspect of my design that I'd like to mention, that I don't just source locally or just in the vicinity, but you have to go beyond borders to create a design which is truly special and different. So here we are in my favorite room in this house, in this particular project. I spent a lot of time with my client, and I know her really well. When it came down to designing her office, I wanted it to be a true reflection of who she was, and use the colors that she likes, and just bring out her personality in the space. And I think that I've managed to achieve that quite well here. She was extremely happy with the space. I put a really beautiful wallpaper at the back. She's a very adventurous lady. She does really exciting things in life. So I wanted that to come out in this space. And I think green is her favorite color. In fact, I know green is her favorite color. So that's what I've tried to do as a pop of the sofa. And this is reupholstered. I try and also upscale old furniture. She's had this piece for a long time, and I had it reupholstered and gave it another lease of life, and it's sitting here quite beautifully. Again, there is a rug from Pakistan to match the space, and of course, I always finish with bold, beautiful lighting. And finally, I'd like to take you to the master bedroom. Now, what you've seen so far in this house is I work with textures, colors, different finishes, different surfaces, different styles. But when you look at this bedroom, it's very, very calming. It's very neutral. And the reason for that is when you come into your room at the end of the day, you want to disconnect with all the clutter outside, with all the noise outside, and this room serves that purpose, and it's done really well for the client. They love being here, they love relaxing here. So when I decided to go for a 4-poster bed in this room, I was looking for something quite grand. I wanted them to walk in and, feel a sense of calm, peace, which is why I went for the wood that I went for and the finish that I went for. What I did with the back was quite interesting, and this is where I like to sort of go beyond rules, and I went for a concrete panel at the back as well. It gives a very earthy feel to the space. So while it's all soft and calming, it also sort of connects you to nature. And then I had this bespoke lampshade made, and just to add a little bit of color, and I worked with this teal. Teal looks really pretty, and it looks very calming in bedrooms. So I worked with this teal, and I created this cone to again complement the height of the bed. The curtains are sheer. We do have blackout blinds, don't worry about that, but the sheers always soften the light. The moment I draw the curtains, it just creates a more dreamy environment. What you're seeing a lot now is usage of vintage pieces, vintage furniture, vintage accessories, and I think that is one aspect of design that is here to stay. Be it a piece that your grandma gifted you, a bowl, a cabinet, it's going to last you forever. It's made really well, and it's got a story to it. It's got, emotions that you share with it. So that is one design aspect that I think is here to stay. Interior design is my third or fourth career. I didn't always do this. I started this at a very late stage in my life. But I always had it in me. I knew that I loved design, and I loved spaces, and I loved doing up my own house. And what I'd like to say is that if you feel that you have it in you and that you enjoy designing spaces, or any aspect of design that you enjoy, go for it, because it is definitely the most fulfilling aspect of your life, fulfilling career, I have to say. I think it does for me what no other career, and I've loved everything I've done, but no other career has done. You can find me and take a look at some of my projects on my website, which is aishasubhanidesign.com, or take a look at my Instagram handle at Aisha Subhani Design.